Welcome to another episode of the Divine Design Podcast. I'm your host, Chrissy Morales, and I have the pleasure of Hannah Shelby being here today. Now, girls, our people, I'm just going to let you know, I'm so excited about her being on the show because I just recently met her, but she is helping me in so many ways and helping me live my best life. So that's why I'd like to have her on the show, and we're going to kind of tell her story. But I love that she's a local girl. So she's in my local community here in Ellis County, and she runs Shelby Symmetry. So I'm going to let her talk about what she does, why she's so passionate about what she does, how God has led her in her life to where she is and what ministry she actually brings to Ellis County. But I'm going to tell you this much. She's helping me with my fitness. I feel great. I look great. And we've only been doing this now for, I think, about 2 weeks, going on the third week. But thank you so much for helping me to change my life, get my butt off that couch. And moving and living the life that I really want to live. So, Hannah, you tell me what you're about. Tell me about your business, how long you've been in business, what sparks you to do what you're doing, and how you give back to the community.
Sure. So, it's kind of been ever evolving. So, kind of me personally starting out, I was a gymnast at age 6. That continued on until I was in high school, and then kind of transitioned into competitive cheer. Then, I've kind of always worked out and done something, even, pregnancy with both of my children. I was a long distance runner, did that for a long time. Then I got a knee injury, and I kind of refused to just kind of sit around and get fat. So I went into the gym and picked up weights and started lifting weights and really liked the way that my body, transformed and was changing. And so I kept that up. And probably about 6 months after that, I did my first bodybuilding show.
Wow.
Had no idea what that was. So other people at the gym were like, you should really try this. Had no clue. Never even watched a show. Got up there and did it. And I was addicted. So moving on from there, I've now been competing for about 16 years.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
And I am a women's physique IFBB pro.
Okay.
So, and I still actively compete. Right now, I don't have a show planned for this year due to all the transition that we kind of have going on with our gym. So even, I kind of had a normal day-to-day job, and about 17 years ago, I started teaching boot camps. So I was kind of doing that on the side, and then my family had a construction company that I was working for, and they decided to liquidate and close, and I turned training and fitness into my full-time job.
I think that's awesome. And if you go into her gym, you actually get to see the photos of y'all competing and people that you've helped to compete.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. So, it took me, many years kind of transitioning from, like the bikini level to then figure level, and then, up to women's physique. So, it definitely was a transition. It takes time for us females to put on muscle. So it definitely doesn't happen overnight. So the progression of that, and then ultimately winning my pro card in 2017.
Awesome.
Yep. And so kind of my transition from work,
girl. Yes.
went from just boot camps to then personal training, and then helping, clients with nutrition. And then, I met my husband, and we've been married for 7 years now.
Okay.
And he also was a trainer. And so we kind of came together, came together with training. We both, kind of were at 2 different locations. We both trained together at the same gym like half the day. And then he was from Fort Worth. So he was then training at a gym in Hurst half the day. And then I was training at our home gym half a day. And one day at the Anytime Fitness that we were training at, they had told us that they were kind of restructuring things and changing things, and we had 2 weeks basically to figure out what we were doing. And in 2 weeks, God helped us find a place on the square in downtown Waxahachie, which was in the Rogers Hotel. And I had 2 weeks we had a home gym where I trained half the day, and so we moved half of that equipment into there, and we still needed more. And it normally takes about 6 to 8 weeks to get fitness equipment delivered, and God found us the right place at the right time, and they got us equipment in 10 days, and it was delivered.
Wow.
So we started, still he was going half a day over to Hearst, and within about 7 or 8 days, we had such a pouring in from the community and being there on the square in downtown. And so within 2 weeks, he had to be here full time. And so
what a blessing, because if things work like that, you kind of feel like, okay, we are on the right track. Yeah. We are supposed to be doing this.
Yeah, and you have to have faith. And he will be the first to tell you that I was the one that, I was like, it's either God is going to bless this tremendously because we feel like this is where he's sending us, or we're about to lose our house. Seriously.
Yes.
So, but he blessed us tenfold.
Awesome.
And within
God provides.
a year, we outgrew that space. Less than a year. It was only about 10 months. We outgrew that space. We had to hire another trainer to help us, and we moved to our current location right now where we're at, which is on Main Street, right across from the tax office. And we now have 7 trainers.
Okay, 7 trainers.
Yep, 7 trainers. I'm the only nutritionist, and that's where all that we do is personal training, group training, and nutrition. And we work with people online and in person at the studio.
Okay.
And we train anything and everything where, yes, I compete, but competitors are really only about 5% of our business. Everything else is normally what I refer to as anti-aging fitness.
Okay.
And we have a lot of teen athletes, and then just everyday people that just want to be healthy and be fit.
Look better, be able to move. Yeah, age well.
Yep.
And that's why I went in there. Really was like, look, I'm getting older. I just want to make sure I stay flexible and limber. It's more about stretching. But I'm going to tell you, I've so enjoyed going in there. The trainers that I get to see, because I go in at 7 a.m., but the trainers that I get to see, I just enjoy the vibe. I enjoy them. They're fun. Even though it's not a huge gym, I love the intimate feel of it. You have all the right equipment. You don't need a huge gym. You just need the right equipment and the right people telling you how to do it properly, your form, so that you can get results. Now, I'm going to tell you guys, she's helping me with my nutrition as well, but I haven't followed that to a T. I still haven't even gotten my vitamins. There's some things that I need to do, but I would say with me just working out with her team, and my trainer is actually Vicky, and I love her, in 2 weeks, because guys, they're going to put you to the test. And I don't mean that badly, but they made me do the whole thing. Like, I had to get on this little machine, and it tested all my body fat and visceral fat and weight and body mass and all this. And I think I was almost 0.5% fat when I walked in there. That's okay. I was like, oh, I'm surprised I'm not 90% fat. Yeah. But in 2 weeks, my numbers improved so much. Like, I just was like, oh my God. But I go in there to win it. I go in there to work. Yeah. Like, I don't mess around, and Vicky knows that.
You do have to put in the work.
I tell Vicky, hey, one more set, push me, girl. And so I appreciate that, but thank you for that. And I'm glad that I found y'all. I'm glad that y'all are a local business. And I'm glad that, y'all are helping so many people, because the people that go in there that I do converse with, it seems like they really enjoy being there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and that's, what, we have passed on to our staff, and we've been very blessed that God has put the right people in our path, but that they genuinely share our love for fitness, our love for health, and then passing that on with people. And it's all about, encouragement, but still, being here to keep you, I call it, in your lane, to keep you from the self-sabotage and all of those things, and just like you and I talk, it's a lifestyle.
Yes.
So it's teaching you how to live this lifestyle, and that's where, one bad meal isn't going to make you fat, like one good meal isn't going to make you skinny.
Right.
So it's, learning those things, and that's, as we've talked about, even with your diet, it's, we've already cut out some things. Right. Is it perfect 100% yet? No, but that's what's making this a lifestyle, is that just consistently making these small changes along the way add up really big. Anyone that tries to go, balls to the wall overnight, and, if I was to go into your house and throw away all the junk out of your pantry and tell you we're going to work out 5 days a week and 2 hours of cardio a day, anybody is going to fail at that, within 4 or 5 days, and so it's just starting out small, and then just keep, as you progressing, is just keep adding a little more, keep tightening up the diet a little bit more. And it's just learning that. And then, like we've talked about with diet, we, are all about real food. It's not prepackaged meals. It's your body works the best off of real natural foods. And so it's all those preservatives that, are killing Americans. It's causing all of these different diseases, even childhood obesity. And that's why even, children are big to us, on our heart. And we have so many, different, children and athletes, even, obese children that we work with, because it's starting these habits young.
Right.
And if you get into these good routines and these healthy habits young, then this is something that you carry with you for the rest of your life.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And what I found too is the more that I spend time with Vicky and we do what we do, I don't want to eat the bad food.
Yeah.
And even when I kind of go off fast food and then get everything just seems so salty.
Yep.
And
it is.
You realize, and oh my God, I don't
all
want
that sodium and stuff as preservatives. And and it's horrible. Yeah.
And I really enjoy clean eating. I just call it kind of clean eating. So as y'all are, and what I loved is because she did give me a nutrition program. She actually outlined and said, all right, girl, here's how you're going to be eating. Now, I haven't stuck to that to a T, but she's given me options too. Like I can have some tuna and I can have peanut butter and I can have peanut butter before bed. I love peanut butter. So I'm like, oh my God. And I'm going to let you know, I'm probably eating a jar of peanut butter a week.
Yeah. But it's a good, healthy fat.
Yes, and I love peanut butter. So I've really enjoyed this.
Yeah.
Thank you for getting me back on my journey of clean eating and being fit. I was telling Hannah, I said, look, girl, I got a gym in my backyard. I do. I can't even get my butt in there. So I knew that I needed to take the measures to pay somebody to hold me accountable to be able to get me back in the gym. And what's real funny is that when I'm there with Vicky and I'm working out, I told Vicky, I said, I went to the gym, my gym this weekend, and it's just not the same. I'm not motivated. So I thought, you know what? I wonder, maybe I'm going to be with them a little bit longer than anticipated, because my goal sitting down with her was like 90 days. This is all I need. Let me get remotivated and go from there. So we'll see what our journey actually really looks like and what this is all going to pan out to, because I might be there longer than anticipated. Talk to me a little bit about where y'all are headed in the future. What's new for you guys and what you got cooking?
Absolutely. So as even we've moved to our bigger space now, we are, getting really pretty full. We have had kind of a constant outpouring from people to also become an open gym.
Okay.
So, as you mentioned, here in Ellis County, and here in our not so small anymore Waxahachie, there's not a lot of options, and, kind of overcrowding of ones like Anytime and Golds. And so, there's been, a really big request.
Okay.
Well, I owned an Anytime Fitness, the one in Lancaster, for a long time. And whenever I had divorced my first husband, I sold that because it was just too much to keep up with being a single mom then. And so I always said I would never own an open gym again. So
Wow.
it's a lot of work. And people think, it just runs itself. People just scan in and out. No, it is a lot of work. And so, but, as we've kind of had more and more, outpour from the community and kind of more, we have felt that God has laid it on our heart to now transition to an open gym.
Wow.
So November 1st, we will be moving to an even bigger facility in the old C.A. Wilson building, and we will then be an open gym. In addition to even our personal training.
Are you taking that whole building? Or
not the whole building,
okay.
but a third of it. So that's currently right now in our studio, we've got about 2,100 square feet. And in the new space, we will have 5,400 square feet. And how God has really even blessed this whole transition is that even the other two businesses in there with us are all health and fitness related.
Good.
So we've got Racket and Jog that will be sports, fitness, and apparel.
Okay.
Great running shoes. So then, you forget your workout clothes, you can pop in there before you pop in the gym. And then on the other side of us will be CryoWorks. So CryoWorks is moving.
They're moving.
Yep. So they are currently, in with Body and Balance.
Right.
And they have outgrown their space there as well. And so they will be next door to us. So we'll have sporting, apparel on one side, and then we'll have all, fitness and recovery, they're on the other side. And so I think the synergy from us three, that truly is, a godsend, because that's where, I kept digging my heels in, and I was like, no, God, I just don't really think this is where you're sending us. And he was like, oh yes, this is it.
Wow.
And so, and we had kind of, in other times, whenever people had mentioned it, we may have kind of looked a little bit here or there, like toying with the idea, but never really were serious about it. And then that's where this literally, God put our realtor actually even works out with us. So
Good.
Leslie Armstrong.
Okay.
And so that's where, so she had helped Racket and Jog get their lease there. And so she planted that in, the right place, the right time, the right amount. I mean, it was like everything just fell together.
Good job, Leslie. If that's the case, like to help facilitate that all. And I mean, I think God moves in mysterious ways, absolutely. And so if this came kind of together seamlessly and things are moving, I think God will definitely bless this if that's his will, but it sounds like he's lining it all up. So that's fantastic. So November 1, are you going to have a grand opening?
Yeah. So that's where we'll have a grand opening, another ribbon cutting, all of that. So for sure.
Fantastic. So I'd love to hit that.
Yeah.
And then, wow. Okay. So if I'm still with y'all in November, I'm going to be headed down in that direction, just right around the road from your location right now.
Exactly.
So, well, that's fantastic. Let me ask you this. If it's going to be an open gym, I'm just going to ask, would you guys ever consider like having any type of classes?
We have had classes in the past. Like we had cycle and dance and PIO and all of that. Kind of COVID kind of made people more scared to be so many people in a smaller room together. So kind of after COVID, that very much kind of trickled out. So we did do away with them. So that is not our plan at start, but I'm never going to say never. So that's where, again, we are all about the community. I mean, we do, a lot here for the community. We do classes at Rail Yard Park. So down at Rail Yard Park on Saturdays, we actually do a free workout for, the city.
Is this like a boot camp class?
So we cycle it through different ones based on, kind of the feedback that we get. So sometimes we do dance cardio, sometimes we do a boot camp, sometimes we do abs and booty. And so, but that's something that we do, to give back to the community. So it's free to everyone, and it's Saturday mornings at 8 a.m. And so we love doing that. So that's where we kind of have kept that in the mix, because it is something that we do enjoy doing. But as far as, space at the gym, tying that up, to justify the expense, with COVID kind of ruining that wasn't, possible to keep it. But that's where at the new facility, I mean, there would be room to add that in. And so definitely, as the community keeps telling us what they want, then that's, where we continue to transition.
And so are you there Saturday mornings at 8 a.m.? Are you there?
I do not normally do those. So, my strength is, definitely weightlifting, not so much cardio classes. I can teach cycle, but I'm not, we can't wheel all the bikes down there. So, but with dance cardio and that sort of stuff. So my 3 girls that do that. So of course, Jennifer Droll and Lindsay Bruton, which also teach those classes over at Gold's Gym as well. But then also Susie Vincent. She's one of our trainers. She helps kind of me even with some social media stuff. And then, but she is just a ball of energy. So, and everybody just loves her. She just attracts people, and she is just so positive. And
I'll have to go check it out for sure.
Yeah.
Because if there's dance cardio, a little booty shaking, whatever that, I'm down.
And that's where it is. And that's where everybody's like, oh, well, what if everybody's going left and I'm going right? No one cares.
Who cares?
It's all just about burning calories. And as long as you're moving it, it's getting up off the couch and moving it and being healthy. And so no matter, even if you can't keep up with the pace with the person next to you, you're moving faster than you were on the couch. And that's what matters, is getting up and don't be stagnant and continue to move.
And that's it. Yeah, I agree 100%. Like, those sounds like definitely words of wisdom. Do you have any other words of wisdom about fitness, lifestyle, working out, whatever that may be?
Don't compare yourself to others. I mean, because people live on social media, and they just live to post, what they want you to see, what they want you to hear.
Right.
And a lot of times you don't know the struggle that's really behind it.
Right.
And that's where, everybody's on their own journey. Everybody has their own struggles. And that's where, me as a trainer and a nutritionist, especially what I feel has made me an even better nutritionist, is it's learning how to actually connect with someone, and it's learning to hear them with what it is that they're saying, and to be able to help them where they're at, and to be able to pull them into wanting to be, and giving them the steps to making themselves a better person. And that's where, it's not just about a number on the scale. And that's what you and I talk about all the time. And that's why I love our InBody scanner, because it tells you, water weight and fat mass and muscle mass. But muscle has weight. And so it's getting that mindset even to females, is to quit looking at just the scale.
Right.
And that's where, I have so many that, struggle with depression and obesity. And, we all can be judgmental whenever we see somebody, walking around and they're, 300-400 pounds. Well, in my years of doing this, there's a reason why they have become that big.
Right.
9 out of 10 times, it is not because they just sat there and were like, I'm going to eat all I want today and get fat. There's normally some other psychological reason behind it. I have helped females that have been in abusive relationships. I, had one that, she was, being physically and sexually abused by her husband. And so it was a coping mechanism. And it was, well, maybe if I am unattractive, then maybe he won't touch me anymore.
Right. Wow. And
so it's not about anything, but that is a mental survivor, and so it's me being able to, and God allowing me and helping give me guidance to be able to reach that mental aspect, to be able to bring people into being healthy and happy again. Because someone walking around at 300 to 400 pounds, they're not happy.
Right.
They know that people make fun of them. Clothes do not fit. They can't fit in a seat properly. They can't, ride in an airplane with one seat. So there are many struggles that they face, and they genuinely don't want to be that way. And so it's really connecting with someone. And that's where, I have had athletes reach the Olympia stage. I haven't been to the Olympia myself. That is a goal of mine, but that's not my biggest accomplishment. For me, my biggest accomplishment is helping someone that has, survived something like that and be able to get them to be healthy again. Right. And health is mental and physical.
That's right.
And so it's, teaching them these healthy habits. And that's where even, the gym is there, to lose some weight and to build some muscle, but it can be an emotional therapy for so many people. And so it's learning to take that anger and that frustration out, and then fueling your body with proper fuel. Because just like you were saying, cutting out this junk food, you already feel better.
Right.
And so it's, teaching them food is fuel. And it's not that you can't ever have a cupcake again, but let's not have them as often.
Right.
And the more that you get them to genuinely feel better by taking those things out and introducing healthy foods, and then just getting in a routine. And for most people, it's the discipline. Like you said, you can't even go to your gym in your backyard.
Right.
It's that you need to physically go somewhere and have that accountability with someone.
Yes.
And then that's something that we have definitely instilled with our trainers, is that connect with your client.
Yes.
Understand where they're coming from. Listen to them. They're going to tell you, even if it's not in point blank words, they're going to share with you why it is that they're there. And that's the need that you need to reach.
Right.
It's not just about, okay, well, this number on the scale, or how many push-ups can you do? It's all these different various factors that actually are leading people to having a healthy and fit lifestyle, that even, as just parents coming in, that's something that they're going to transition into the home and even start passing down to their children.
That's right.
And then even the obese children that we work with, and them starting out these habits young and carrying them through for a lifetime. And that's where, I just take, with the knowledge that I've gained from, books and years of experience and all of that, to share with people, but then truly to let God lead me into hearing people and to helping guide them into the direction that even He would have, them to go.
Right. I love your story. I love what you're about. I love what you're doing. I love that you're helping people. I see you helping people in that gym. Yeah. And I think it's almost, what was I going to say? Like when you have your mental fitness and your physical fitness and you love yourself, that's when you shine.
Yeah.
So if you can give that to people away, and you actually do, you give a roadmap to that. And if you're somebody that can just take the roadmap and actually do the steps, she will get you to where you want to be in your life, whether you know it or not, whether you believe or not. So my thoughts are just believe in her and believe in her plan, because if you can at least do that, I think all the rest will definitely fall into place. It's been a pleasure thus far to go into that gym, to, just Xavier, because Xavier's there, Vicky's there in the morning, the morning crew that comes in to work out. It's just been a joy for me. And look, I'm not a morning person. Guys, I'm getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning. And you know what? She is changing my life, because, I was talking to Tim the other day, and I'm like, Tim, I'm so enjoying getting up early in the morning. I need to change this, where I get up, it's pray, journal, meditate, then it's my breakfast, then it's getting ready to go see Vicky at the gym. Yeah. So, and that really needs to be my habit, my routine, because look, what does it say? 21 days to create a habit. So if you can just stick with this, you're going to find out what you like and don't like. But I think what you'll find is you're going to start loving yourself. You're going to start loving the results that you're getting, and you're not going to want to turn away from that. Yep. So anything you want to leave us with?
just come check out the new gym. So, November 1st, Shelby Symmetry. We're going to be at 308 North College in the old C.A. Wilson building.
It's right next to the post office.
We are doing a pre-sale now, so you can even reach out to us online. So our website is www.shelbysymmetry.com. Phone number 214-232-7419. You can call or text. So you can, contact us through our website or, via call or text, and even go ahead and jump on to get your membership now. We are doing just a limited membership so that we don't get overcrowded, and we still have plenty of room for all of our training clients and group training. So we're capping it at 300. So I've already got, a pretty good size list going.
Okay.
So if you want to jump on that pre-sale, jump on it now.
What does your membership fees look like?
It's going to be $65 a month, and you will have an app on your phone that acts as a key fob. So you'll have access from 4 o'clock in the morning to 11 p.m.
Okay.
And it's 365 days a year. I've got family memberships. If you're a training client or group training client, you get half off of your open gym membership.
Training client. Okay.
And then right now, if you sign up for a pre-sale that goes through the end of August, then you will receive 20% off for your first 3 months.
Okay. Awesome. I'm so excited to see what God does with y'all. Continues to grow, keeps on, pushing you out in the community and whatnot. I will come check out that 8 a.m. class with one of those girls at some point in time. Yep. But other than that, thank you so much for being on the show.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Yes. Okay, guys, until next time, we'll talk to you soon.